Hi everyone, Shabbat Shalom and Lag Baomer Sameach. Today on Lag Baomer, the 33rd day of the Omer, the famous Tana Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai passed away. And actually he ordered his student that the day should be a day of celebration as it culminates his life's work. He lived a successful life and he brought down the Torah Kabbalah, all the esoteric teachings of our Torah into the world. There's a fascinating story in the Gemara about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai that I believe sheds light into the life that he lived. He was once on the run from the government with his son. They had to run and hide in a cave for 13 years with nothing except the shirts on their back. Miraculously, a carob tree grew, a stream of water appeared, and in order for their clothing not to get worn out, they actually took them off throughout the day. They sat in a hole in the dirt, covering their bodies till their necks, studying Torah all day long. And finally, when it was time to pray, they would come out and wear their clothing. And this is how they would act every single day for 13 years. Until finally the decree was up and they were able to leave. And when they come out, his son-in-law, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair, takes him to a bathhouse for the first time in 13 years. And as he is sitting there trying to smoothen out his skin, he notices all of the cracks from all of the years of the dirt etching into his skin. And he couldn't see his father-in-law like that. He was so hurt. And he starts crying to see his body so harmed. Until finally a tear falls out and lands in one of the open wounds. And Rabbi Shimon lets out a scream, "Oi!" And finally, Rabbi Pinchas says, "I'm so sorry, my father-in-law, to see you like this." And Rabbi Shimon responds with one of the most powerful lines in the Gemara. Ashrecha shere'itani bekach. Praiseworthy are you that you see me like this, because if I'm not like this, then I wouldn't be like this. And Rabbi Shimon is teaching his son-in-law, and he's teaching us that's such a powerful lesson and value of Judaism, that to succeed in life, we need sometimes to sacrifice. And we don't like that word sacrifice. We want to succeed without having to sacrifice. We want to succeed and everything comes easy. And Rabbi Shimon's teaching us that's not how it works, because our success is determined by the sacrifice that we are willing to put. Sacrifice comes before success, not only in a dictionary, but in every area of our lives. There's an amazing story about a cyclist who was doing this few-day tour in actually New Zealand. And New Zealand is two islands, the northern island, the southern island, and there's a strait that divides them. And the tour consisted of going down to the strait and then continuing in the south. And the last part of the first segment was a very steep incline. And everyone's going up this mountain and they're on the lowest gears possible. And this cyclist recalls as he's trying to get up and it's so hard, so difficult. He looks around and he notices all the other cyclists start digging into their knapsacks, finding things that maybe they brought with them for this trip, but they're realizing now that is not going to help them. They don't need it. I would have liked a telescope to use in the middle of the night, but heck, I don't need this. A textbook to read would have been great, but it's slowing me down. And they would just unload their backpacks to help them to climb higher and higher and higher onto the top of this mountain. And he recalls many years later, he says, as this man became a Baal Teshuvah, he says, in a way, we're all climbing a mountain. We're all trying to get to the top of our relationship with God, to the mountain of Hashem, to the mountain of our relationship with our spouse, with our children, with ourselves. And we know that there are certain things, certain habits, certain behaviors that we have that are slowing us down, that are destroying and ruining our opportunities and our chances for success. And if only we could just dig and remove them and and get rid of these things, we would be able to reach and to climb and to succeed, whether it's with our children in quality time and getting rid of the things that are ruining us from spending this time with them, or getting rid of certain things that are causing us to maybe be impatient, giving us bad habits, getting us angry and nervous, etc. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai reminds us that to climb this mountain, to get to where we want to, we have to ask ourselves, what is my goal in life? And what do I need to sacrifice to get there? And then we got to starting and we got to start doing it. And by doing that, by living like this, we will be able to live a successful life forevermore. Shabbat Shalom.